To answer this question, I need to take an array of auditions and go through it and check each name in there and see if it's the name of a cheetah girl. And if it is, then put them on the panel or push them into the array of panels. So to start this, I'm going to write some pseudocode so I can start wrapping my head around the actual Ruby code I should later write. So let's think about the logic behind it. The first thing I'd want to do is iterate through the auditions array to go through each name, and then I can compare it and see if that name is in the cheetah girls array. If the name was a cheetah girl, then I'd want to take that name and put it on the panel. And to do that, that would mean pushing it into the panel array. So now that I have my pseudocode written, I'm going to go back through and write the Ruby code that would match it. So first thing I need to do is iterate through the auditions array. I'm going to use a for loop to do this. So for each of the names in auditions, I have some things I need to do. So the first thing I need to do for each name in the array is to check to see if that name is the same as one of the names in the array of cheetah girls. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this yet, but I do know that the array class in Ruby has a lot of pre-made methods for it. So I'm going to go to the Ruby docs and see if I can't find something that'll help me compare that name to the names in the cheetah girls array. Okay, so I'm going to go look through the list of methods in arrays and see if I can't find something useful. The include method looks pretty useful here. The include method lets me go and see if a certain array includes a value. So if I call a.include on B, it'll return true because B is in the array A. If I call a.include Z, it'll return false because that value isn't stored in that array. So now that I got some help from the Ruby docs, let's go back and write some more code. Now, on every iteration of name in audition, I want to check the cheetah girls array and see if it includes that name. So I'm going to write if cheetah girls dot include and call that method include on the array cheetah girls. If it includes the name, then I want to do something. So now I got to think about what I want to do if that statement returns true. So if the statement returns true, then I want to take that name and put them on the panel. This means pushing or shoveling that name into the panel array. All my pseudocode has been translated into Ruby code, so let's run and see that, okay, it looks like our panel returned all of the cheetah girls. That's good. So now we can go back and start cleaning it up a little bit, making it look a little nicer. And that's the end of the cheetah girls problem.